the key issue here is this. Gene therapy is like any other drugs. The key issue is how do you deliver the drug effectively and to the target organ with efficiency, with specificity, and act in a timely fashion. So for cancer, one can imagine that if we can develop the kind of technology to deliver genes, well, why can't we deliver some killer genes to the cancer cells? Or we could deliver some suicide genes to the cancer cells. And if we can do the job well enough, we just ask the cancer cells to commit suicide, and none of us would not be too unhappy about that. So that's the initial concept. Now, after that, obviously, the technology gets even more sophisticated. So why deliver only genes can kill by itself, as suicide genes? Why not deliver genes into the normal systems in the body that make them recognize the cancer as being foreign and reject them? And so that involves the immune system in the patient. So cancer, by definition, is different from our normal tissues. If they're the same, then they should stop growing, and we don't care, right? But the fact that they can continue to grow is because they have some genetic changes. They have lost control, and they will continue to grow. They're not subjecting themselves to regular controls in terms of stopping when to grow. So by definition, something has changed. Now, if something has changed, it ought to be recognized as foreign in the body by our immune system and be rejected. But it didn't. Obviously, if they're all rejected, we won't have cancer. They're all rejected. The reality is that these changes in cancer cells from the normal cells, the changes is very subtle, because everything the cancer cell has, most of them come from the normal cells to begin with. It's mutations in the normal cell that can cause the cancer. And the changes are very subtle, and that they often come under the radar screen of the immune system. So the immune system don't detect them and didn't even know that they're there. So nothing happens, and the cancer continues to grow happily. So that being the case, why not deliver some genes into our immune system and kind of wake them up and say, hey, wake up, there is this invasion over there. You're supposed to ride in with the cavalry and just go and just wipe them off. And so that's a very important concept. And that basic concept is what led to the recent discoveries by Dr. Carl June and others in terms of developing these novel therapeutics, which is an immune recognizing cell, T cells that can recognize the cancer and reject them. It's really come from that concept. So you can see a basic scientific concept can be capitalized on and can be expanded and technology developed, going from just pure idea to actual drug that can be applied to patients and lead to cancer rejection and help the patients to survive. This is unbelievable process that when Edward first came and we talk about this thing pie in the sky, and then he started to say that what is it that I can do to help? And so I said the important thing to help is that not just give us money, that everybody knows money is important. Without that, we don't do anything, but in a very targeted way. Because the important thing is to recognize what is the best science out there and support them so that we can help the development of the field. And that's why Edward started this new foundation, ACGT, with that in mind. So there were many, many different products, gene products, that were just sitting on the shelf and cannot go forward for lack of support. So I told Edward that this is a niche area that a foundation can really contribute to make a difference. And Edward took the idea back to the board of ACGT, and everybody was enthusiastic about that. So we launched an investigators program. As a prerequisite, it must be involving the taking of a novel therapeutic molecule developed in a laboratory to try in patients, what we call clinical translation. This is a key piece. And so that program is the one that supported Carl June and others, and it's led to this fantastic discovery in leukemia. And we certainly hope that this type of investigators programs would yield the kind of return that we were all dreaming, dreaming to see, and it's unbelievable that it is actually here. So I think Edward would be so proud if you were here today to see this happen. This was, for the past 10 years, it's been a real passion of his, of this ACGT. What can he do to help this cause? And I just wish that he were here to really share the fruits of his wonderful effort.